Hello everyone, welcome back to DBW. I am Jin, joined by Pip. We're not here with L today, and today we're actually checking out a video by Pilana with his WWE in 2026 video. Very similar to his video he had about 2025. I guess he's going to try to give us some predictions and let us know, what some of his ideas are for the new year. I've heard a lot of ideas about this year. I kind of want to get this year out of the way so we can talk about next year because it's been really negative all year from start to finish.
A lot of downs. A lot of downs.
says so many people. Now, if I agree with him or not, I don't think so. But I mean, I'm just tired of the discourse, really. But guys, if you're interested in that, please check out Pilana's videos down in the description. He has a channel full of dope wrestling content. I might not agree with everything he says. I might not like everything he says. I might not like all his videos, but they are good and good quality. So go ahead and be sure to check them out. And if you like this channel, make sure to give a like. Let us know in the comment section below what you think and subscribe. We're very interested in seeing what your guys' opinions are about WWE in 2026. Let's go.
Last year, I made some predictions for 2025, and I'll admit it, I didn't nail all of them, but I did call CM Punk main eventing WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar making a return, Ricky Starks and Aleister Black jumping ship, and even John Cena finally turning heel. That's not too bad, so with that in mind, let's dive into my predictions for 2026.
Yeah, not a bad
the first prediction is that The Rock is going to get another burst of motivation out of nowhere to return and shake things up, only for it to fall apart again. He'll probably tease something huge, maybe like a dream match with Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns, but in the end, it won't actually happen. We've seen this pattern since 2020.
Hear me out. Do you think that's fair to say, as of right now, that The Rock will not, if he's going to come back and do what he did again this year or last year, whatever?
I mean, it's hard to say. The Rock's a busy guy with a very busy schedule that the world seems to just adjust their schedules for. So, but I mean, he's done it once, so I understand why people would think he would do it again.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, I feel like WWE's in a position where they don't really need him. But, what they want to do versus him wanting to come back is a whole different story, and I don't really think he wants to come back. In my opinion, he seems pretty fine doing his own thing.
But The Rock does like coming back and disrupting things where he can. So it's not like it can't be too surprising to see, right?
Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
So
I would say that more leaning towards no, he won't come back. But like grain of salt, pinch of salt.
Okay. Let's finish hearing out Pilana's point though, for sure.
Okay.
I am curious, for sure, to see to see where that possibly leads. So let's check that out. All right, let's go.
23, he comes back with big promises and big headlines, and then nothing happens. It's not that he doesn't care. I think The Rock clearly still loves WWE, and when he does show up, the product feels electric again, as we saw during his final boss run. But the reality is, he just can't fully commit anymore, and at this point, it feels like WWE, the fans, and The Rock are all stuck in a toxic love triangle. I'd love to be wrong, but history tells us that this story is only going to repeat itself. Now let's talk about Roman Reigns. I think 2026 is the year where he finally gets another monster push. It's been strange not seeing him in the world title picture since dropping the belt to Cody Rhodes back in 2024. That drought has to end, and my prediction is that Roman wins the Royal Rumble. No ifs, ands, or buts. He should be the last man standing.
Now, Pip, we said this before. We said that Roman should win the Royal Rumble last time. Or this was previously. We said this. Do you think you stand by that a point or claim?
Honestly, I think so. I think there's a lot of stuff that Roman could just kind of get involved with right now, especially when you consider like what Seth's got going on. I think Roman still has plenty of potential for some good storylines and some great matches before he eventually jumped ship. I mean, if he were to enter the Rumble, he'd be my top vote.
Okay, yeah. Cause who would you say would win the Rumble 2026? I said Roman Reigns already in the past, and I'm gonna stick by that. But
Um, let's see.
you ponder that. Let me I'll get back to you. Let's finish the video.
Punching his ticket straight to the main event of WrestleMania, and that leaves us with the next question, which is, what champion does he go after?
Seth Rollins.
And that leads perfectly into my next prediction. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to challenge Cody Rhodes just yet. The third match between them is definitely coming, but WWE is going to save that for later. Instead, I think Roman will use his Royal Rumble win to challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. It lines up perfectly. Ever since Paul Heyman turned on Roman at WrestleMania 41, this has been the direction. That's also why he's been tied up with the Bronze. WWE has been keeping him away from Rollins until it's time for that one-on-one clash that finally decides who the true world champion is. So then the next question is, who does Cody defend his championship against? A lot of people are pointing to CM Punk, and that could absolutely happen. But to me, the bigger story is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. This is a dream match WWE has been teasing for years, and a heel Randy going after the American Nightmare is money.
It needs to happen.
The story practically writes itself, and if Triple H wants a guaranteed WrestleMania seller, this is it. But that still leaves us with CM Punk. He's one of the top stars in the company, so who is he going to face? If I had to put my money on it, I would say Brock Lesnar. Their match years ago...
Okay, hold on. Okay, now we're kind of getting to fanfic territory a little bit. Because I think CM Punk Brock Lesnar would be great. But I don't see him ending this feud with Rollins anytime soon. I don't see him losing anytime soon. But that's a good take, Pilana. But Brock didn't really feud, you know? He didn't really do that, you know. He kind of shows up and just attacks whoever he wants to, and does that a few times back and forth. But it's not really a feud, right? Quite frankly, I just wish we got to build up some more new talent. I feel like Triple H has really been dropping the ball on that, because all the talent we got is talent that he had no say in, like John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. He hadn't had to build anyone up before on his own and create a whole new talent that wasn't already somewhat established, right? I mean,
yeah, true.
And I wonder who that could be, or how that would play out, because Triple H hasn't shown us his full arsenal of what he's actually capable of, because he doesn't have to do a lot of things right now. And with these guys, Seth, Roman, you know, like, I want CM Punk to probably face someone new, like Solo Sikoa. You know,
that'll be fun.
You know, I even have him running back at Drew McIntyre if he has to. Like, there's not a lot of people that we've built up to be a force for CM Punk, really, other than Brock Lesnar. And he just got back, you know. Look.
Yeah. People who could feud with him seem very, like, small. Like, if they're not already a big or established name, they're not really going to be having any kind of debate with him.
No.
I
don't see it working out long. I mean, who other than Brock Lesnar could you believe Seth Rollins, CM Punk could realistically face?
Honestly, he doesn't really have a lot of options, considering his like, just the people he's feuded with coming back and what he's been doing now. I mean, all he really has is probably either Jey Uso or Cody again.
Well, CM Punk and Cody didn't face each other, as far as we know.
Well, there was that Rumble match that they had.
Yeah, but yeah, they never had an actual one-on-one before.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, based off the history and the stuff that he's been doing. But I mean, Punk's just kind of only really been limited to just Seth and Division entirely.
You know,
I think,
and that's all you can really think of.
Yeah, unless you got somebody mad.
No, me too. Like, I don't want to say that Brock and Punk is gonna come down the line, but It just might, honestly. Let's continue.
Yeah.
Was an all-time classic, and with Paul Heyman back in Brock's corner, it's the perfect setup. I could easily see Punk's feud with Rollins ending with Lesnar getting involved, and that carries us straight into Punk versus Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's no secret that John Cena is retiring this December, and a lot of fans think that The Rock might return to set up one last match with him at Mania, and while that would be amazing, I don't think it's happening at all. Instead, I think that John Cena takes his rightful spot headlining the Hall of Fame class of 2026. Nobody deserves that honor more. I could see CM Punk or even Edge inducting him, which would be a perfect full circle moment.
Yes.
Honestly, it's crazy to think about.
Yes.
I grew up watching this guy dominate the main event scene, and now we're about to watch him step into the Hall of Fame. Surreal is the only way to describe it. John Cena retiring isn't the only thing that makes me sick. LA Knight's booking does as well. For the
LA
last
Knight?
few years, he's been one of the most over guys in the entire company, yet all WWE does is feed him losses. At this point, you can't even defend Triple H's booking when it comes to LA Knight because it's been flat out atrocious. And
Okay. So I'm gonna do exactly that right now. Okay. The thing you said I can't do, I'm about to do. LA Knight is used for auxiliary. He's used for a utility. He's over, yes, but the company does not see him as a champion. And yeah, I could defend Triple H's book on that front because that's what they've been doing. But I think LA Knight deserves better, though. I think LA Knight could be champion. LA Knight's US title run was dreadfully short. LA Knight could have been missing Money in the Bank at least once by now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to defend it because I know that I can. I just don't think that it's justified, and I don't think that's right. If CM Punk can't be world champion right now, I'm not going to put it past anybody, okay? I'm not going to put it past anybody.
I mean, technically, Punk was champion for like a second, maybe two.
If CM Punk can't be champion, I'm not going to put it past anybody. Okay? I'm not going to put it past anybody. No one's owed a world title picture or a world title shot at all. No one's owed anything. LA Knight is super over. People love him. I love him. Everyone loves LA Knight. But man, I want him to have more stuff, but I don't like the he's owed that kind of mentality. Yeah. I think he's been putting the work in, and he's definitely coming down the line. It better come down the line.
Yeah,
But
because if he just keep being fed losses, eventually people are gonna lose interest, and that's gonna really hurt.
But that's the thing, though. He has been fed losses, and people have been saying that since he got lit.
Fair point.
Yeah, they've been saying LA Knight gonna fall off. LA Knight is a one-trick pony. All that stuff since he's been popular. It's been 2.5 years since LA Knight been lit.
He still is.
Yeah, and he still is. So like, he should have a title by now. He's had one. I wish it was better. But giving him a world title picture when there are guys like Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, and maybe even Brock Lesnar, there's more interested in these titles. LA Knight just doesn't seem like, he seems like the guy that you want to eat pins. I'd rather he had one before Gunther had two and Jay had one. But
yeah,
before then, I felt like that's when it was more easy to get. Man, honestly, that's a guy that is over with.
It's impossible for him to grab now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's continue though.
that's why my next prediction is more of a plea than anything else. LA Knight needs to win the Money in the Bank in 2026. Fans
Why hasn't
have
he
been
already?
begging for this since 2023. First, it was Damian Priest, then Drew McIntyre, then Seth Rollins, all guys who didn't even need the briefcase. Meanwhile, LA Knight is sitting there with nothing to show for it. Enough is enough. 2026 is his year. Let him win the briefcase, let him cash in, and finally crown him as a world champion. Hunter, do the right thing and give the fans what we've been waiting years for. Speaking of horrible booking, I honestly think that Triple H has been treating Drew McIntyre even worse. If you look back, this guy had a classic match with Roman Reigns in 2022. Then he slowly turned heel and created the best version of his character. And in 2024, he took it to another level with this feud against CM Punk.
Yes.
It was one of the best
Fire.
storylines of the entire
So
year.
fire.
He even sacrificed the world title in minutes just to elevate that story. But after all that, he was still in the same position. Then 2025 came and nothing changed. Drew did everything they asked him to do, and he didn't complain at all. He actually made the best out of whatever he was given. Look at his WrestleMania spot, for example, with Damian Priest. But then bigger programs did come, but they didn't go anywhere. He just lost to Cody Rhodes recently in a strange finish, and reports even said that Drew and Cody both tried to push for a better story, but Hunter shut it down.
Wow,
it honestly
really?
feels like Triple H simply doesn't care about him. I think Drew is one of the biggest stars in wrestling today, but the WWE continues to treat him like a mid-carder, and that is not right.
Okay, look. About the Drew situation, it really sucks because he's one of the most well utilized. He one of the most like dominant looking and favorable stars in the company, but he's never gotten past that auxiliary thing. Like I said, LA Knight had the problem of as well. He's never pushed past that, even though he's always given them fantastic matches and banger storylines. Like, what do you think that is, Pip?
Drew has just shown that give that man any kind of any deck of cards, any game, and he can play them to the best of his abilities. Like, it's just that to see him not really carry any momentum after the fact is kind of disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I do get the whole like auxiliary thing, like with LA Knight. You know, I guess just from his perspective, it's just really just sad to see.
It is
because Drew was on one of the best roles I've ever seen a superstar ever have.
Yeah, but no. Pilana's absolutely right to feel that way, because if you think Triple H doesn't care about Drew McIntyre, it's not much of an argument you can really have to think that he doesn't. Again, I can say he's used for auxiliary, but like I said, LA Knight doesn't mean it's a good thing, you know. So like, what can Drew McIntyre do to get that world title? But like Cody, I feel like you don't need to be champion right now. Like, you're a great champion. People love Cody Rhodes, but dog, you're way better in the chase than actually getting it. I swear you are.
Apparently, him and Drew were thinking about different ways to make the story interesting.
Yeah, apparently. I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I don't just go over everyone says. If I don't see any proof about it, I'm not gonna keep pressing on it. But if that is the case, and they had pushed for a better story, you just outright refused it, I can only wonder why that is. What motive would you have for doing that? Let's continue.
This keeps up, I wouldn't be surprised if he just stopped showing up altogether, because if you put Drew in any other company, I think he's their top guy. Somehow Hunter is the only one who doesn't see it. AJ Lee recently made her return to WWE, and it's been incredible to watch. She hasn't missed a step. She still feels like the same star who helped define women's wrestling years ago. With that said, I think WWE is going to strap the rocket to her in 2026. The momentum is already there.
She's winning the Rumble, brother.
Behind her, and the nostalgia factor is huge. My prediction is that AJ Lee eventually wins the women's world title next year and reclaims her spot at the very top of the division. Let's move on from
No, hold on, bro. Hold on. You kind of glossed over something here that I didn't want to gloss over, because it has to be said.
What's got to be said?
Pip, when we started this channel, we made a very strong point, and L's not here, and he'll be able to defend this point also more later when he is. But
yeah,
we made the claim that people who go to, in the Royal Rumble should compete for mid-card championships.
Yes, we did.
We made that point, right? And we were eviscerated for making that point. Even if what we said was objectively true, we were still eviscerated because people don't like the idea of that. Do you think AJ Lee could win the Royal Rumble and face Becky Lynch for the Women's IC Championship at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I do. I do think it. I think she's got the momentum.
I think she can do it.
She still knows how to tell a great story. Like,
I don't want to see her face Stephanie for the world title. I want to see her beat Becky and put her in the ground for good, claim the Women's IC Championship. She can win the Rumble and get that mid-card title. I don't care what anyone says. The Women's IC Championship is the best title women have. Period. The best one. The best. There is no other championship that's presented nearly as good. Not one. People are already sick and tired of Tiffany. No one cares about Women's WWE Championship. The Women's World Championship, it was funky because Naomi, she had to relinquish and all that. But before that, it was just bouncing back and forth between Io and Rhea. So no one cares about that either. This title has been the best one.
The best one.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna mention the Women's United States Championship. Chelsea got dropped, and who cared about it? Like Julia's got it now, but who's Julia gonna compete against? Michin? Michin's gonna forever be chasing that title until she inevitably never wins and then gets released.
To the end of time.
Yeah, until that's what's gonna happen. And I'm not saying that as like a hey, that's a good thing, but it is what it's kind of par for the course with the WWE.
Yeah.
AJ Lee to AJ Styles. As we know, 2025 marks the end of John Cena's career, and 2026 is the year that AJ Styles officially hangs up the boots. The Phenomenal One has already hinted at it, saying that he plans to wrap up his in-ring career and transition into more backstage work. My hope is that, like John Cena, he gives us one final year filled with absolute bangers before he calls it quits. But honestly, I'm just not ready to see another legend from my generation ride off into the sunset. Ever since TKO took over WWE, they made it clear that they're driven by one thing, and that is money. And that's not changing in 2026. Expect even more celebrity crossover matches, guys like Jelly Roll showing up to the ring just for the mainstream buzz, especially now that ESPN owns the pay-per-view rights. On top of that, sponsorships are only going to keep flooding in, plastered all over the shows and pay-per-views, and of course, ticket prices will keep climbing higher and higher. It's the new norm with TKO, and the fans are the ones paying the price. And finally, I think 2026 is the year it finally happens. Homelander Cody arrives. Fans have been talking about this turn for years, and while WWE still needs him as their top babyface right now, that role cannot last forever, and I think by the end of 2026, I see his run as this heroic American nightmare coming to an end, and Cody Rhodes finally steps into the role of a full-blown villain. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed
Thank you, Pilana, for the video. Much appreciated. Seriously.
Great video.
Great video, man. Great video. Like always, go check out his other stuff. We're gonna leave his channel down in the description. It's really good stuff. Please go check it out. I even leave a little ribbon up here somewhere.
Check it out.
Yeah, check out Pilana's content. It's really good. But man, look, I'm not gonna dwell on a lot of this stuff because he made a lot of points at the end there in regards to TKO's continuing what they're doing. I can only hope that that's not true. Like it's been 2025 has been an outcry of negativity and people's general overall discomfort and dislike for the product that we've been getting, right? And while I wish that that wasn't the case, I know that it is. And I can only hope and pray that they actually change up this mentality of money first, customer second. Because if not, they're going to end up selling the company again. Because like you're going to end up selling the company again if you can't actually manage to book it correctly. And if Triple H is going to continue booking this for the foreseeable future, we need to see something different. We need to see something change. The fans, yes, are annoying. We know that. They're irritating. They complain about everything. Like, yeah, they're super duper annoying. We know that. But there's validity in what they say. Find the validity in what people say and make better choices.
Best thing we can do right now is just let them know in a fair but understandable manner and hope for the best. Because TKO is going to do what they think is going to make the most money in the short term, but you know that doesn't guarantee the long term at all.
Yeah. But guys, if you like this video, please make sure to check up on this channel. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Give us a like, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. What do you think about WWE 2026? What can we expect? What are you guys hoping for? What are you guys thinking? Let me know. Check our social medias. They're also in the description. I am Jen. That is Pitt. We are DBW. Woo! Bye-bye.
Later.